With me today is my co-host, Mr.
Godwin Israel.
BKCY.
And my name is Tune, MD. Now, we're just about to start our reality news today. This is our second episode.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to sort of kick start.
Okay.
I'm sure that you guys know. I can see everybody smiling because now there is money now. See, there is money now.
I'm not really money.
Sorry, hold Naira notes now.
Just put it that way. Hold Naira notes. But as for me, I'm not seeing money yet, though.
Yeah, that's what on Monday, Governor Soludo basically said the CBN governor has told him, that the Naira notes is now, the old Naira notes can now be used. So officially now obeying the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
the order that the Supreme Court actually passed then.
Yeah.
So now, so tell me, I mean, because it's been quite a few days now. Today is Wednesday. So what has been the reality of things, really? I mean, what has been your experience, guys?
Well, the reality of things is, though the old note has been made a legal tender, but it is not outside that much. People are still finding it hard to get the old note as well.
Yep.
Because I got a news about somebody. She said she went to the bank and they gave her 5,000 naira of the old notes. And she was complaining that since they have allowed the old note, they should be pouring it out now. Or the one they've kept, they should bring it out and pour it on the street. That everybody be collecting their money back.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I heard.
Well, actually, for me, I actually took note about this. In fact, there was now much queue at the bank.
Sure, yeah.
Like, even at the ATM, there were queue. In fact, I was even trying to say, let me try and test and say, okay, our old Naira note is back. Thank God, though. But I couldn't even get anything because the crowd was so massive. But on the other hand, I still had that there are still some places who actually don't take the old Naira notes, which I'm still finding it hard because our old money is back. So we don't need a new one now. So
I don't know about our
money being old.
And not circulating.
Something baffles me a lot in this.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask. What's the essence of keeping the old note then since all this while?
I mean, it's something else.
I'm
Really.
at loss for words. I don't know what the strategy is, but quite frankly, this afternoon, about 2 p.m., I went down to my local branch of Zenith Bank, and when I got there weren't crowds outside. There were people inside. Now, I didn't go there to look for Naira notes, so I actually went there to sort out my Zenith app.
Oh, okay.
So when I got there, so you could see the security guy that was there was like, guy, if you are coming down there, it's going to take you a long time. I'm like, I'm not here for money. But I had a kind of insight because they did allow me in, not into the bank itself.
Okay.
But I could see people queuing in, once people were coming because we had to stay outside. There was no space, literally. Okay. Even though they were aware that I was not coming in to
get money.
My business was not in the banking hall.
Okay.
It was more of an admin thing that I had to go, like I said, right, that I actually came for. So it's very, very important that we actually keep that in mind. Now you have to basically take notes of certain things that actually came up.
Okay.
Lots of people were complaining bitterly out there. They were really, really complaining that okay, fine. By now, just like you said earlier, you have to actually make sure that since they've now made official statements that okay, we have till December now. Why are we still having
shortage of money?
Challenges of our own
people are still buying money.
Yes.
With money.
And
what I was told this evening was that if you need the old Naira notes, because some people were still saying no, they were not having it. Okay. That they now charge you are charged less. I don't know exactly for how much, but you actually charge less.
How crazy can this
be?
So
now the thing is this, right, is that this situation, honestly, I think the CBN could have handled this much better.
Yes.
Much better.
Much better.
In a proper way, or appropriate way, rather.
Earlier, sorry to cut you short. Earlier, we went down to, in the middle of our area there, where we seems to have all the shops. Okay. So there's this northern guy that was there. So we were buying pepper and stuff. So we wanted to feel what it was like.
Okay.
So I remember I told the guy, I was like, okay, are we going to do transfer? I said, no transfer. I didn't do any transfer. Okay, all right,
sure.
Fine. I said, but we're going to pay you old note. So, no old note. I said, in fact, see, on this one, we will fight. What do you mean, no old note?
Just take your paper and go.
Don't even go there. Now, quite frankly, for me, it is not because Governor Sowolu has said it, okay? Because it was more because the CBN, everybody, when all the various governors across the country were saying it's okay, we'll deal with anybody that doesn't collect. Nobody moved an inch. Nobody did it, because at the end of the day, there was seems to be this there seems to be the authority required was missing.
Yeah, sure.
Because we all know that it is not their job. You can't just look. A state can't exist in isolation from the rest of the country.
It still helps.
Okay, but so which actually took us to when Governor Soludo said he has spoken to the governor of CBN, and the truth was that about maybe 2 hours or so after that news came out. That was when the actual news itself came out formally from the CBN.
Yeah.
Then and some people immediately were able to. Some were saying no, but by the following day, on that was yesterday, Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah.
The people were already taking it.
Yeah.
There was no question of don't you have new notes? No.
Hey,
so when this guy came out, I was telling me that he won't take. I'm like, you will collect this. You will collect waiting. You will collect it, because now I know that there's no argument about it.
Yeah,
so
sure.
We have the official, the legal backing. The right authority has spoken. Yeah. Okay, that's the CBN. And then, then things will happen.
Yeah.
And that seems to be, although there's still, we heard that there were still pockets of people saying they don't want to. Those are their jokers. They've not made the right people. That you won't collect.
You have to.
How do you want us to do it?
But I have a question,
Okay.
I really have a question.
Okay.
So since this money was really not in use before, so what happened that our old Naira note has to come back? That's number one. And number two, so what will not happen to the new Naira notes? So because I need to know, are we going to be using the two currency?
No, this is
no. Oh, come on.
No.
I need to be clear.
No. I have to ask you this question. Have you been really reviewing the news?
See,
because no. Look, the thing is this, right? The Supreme Court judgment says that the Naira, those notes that were exempted, which is 500,
1,500, 500, 1,200.
200. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we were allowed to use the 200.
Yes.
But they said 500
and 1,000.
Those are the ones that they said were not going to be used.
Yeah.
But finally, the Supreme Court actually did say that should be used. Should still be
included to it
till December
31st.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when that happened, the only thing I don't understand is why it took CBN a whole week.
Boss, it's more than a week.
It was more than a few days for them to respond. And because of what Nigerians are actually going through, I would have expected them to have, make that decision snappily,
quickly, without putting people in of just kind of.
Because this thing you saw, look, I met quite a few people who were coming from. Some people were actually walking to work.
Yeah.
Last weekend, the broadcaster in Ibadan, you heard about the story that he went around looking for POS, he couldn't find and now decided that look, he needs to go to work. So to me, that tells me that despite all of everything, Nigerians are still committed to their work.
Yeah.
On the way, unfortunately, the man slumped and died.
Imagine, can you just imagine?
So, and that's just some of the few things, the actual blowback, the impact of this decision, This is not the first time that Nigeria has ever had to change the currency. So why is it that at this time around, even though they say, I understand allegedly that the CBN governor said it's not directed at Tinubu or any politician or anything. Yes. But hello, why couldn't you have actually done things in a more timely manner.
Yes. This is just somebody told me outside when I went out. And the CBN are just taking Nigeria on a cruise.
Like not just CBN,
because he went on to say, if you want to keep the note and you brought out the verdict that yes, you want to change the notes to new notes. Fine. You said you release 43 trillion of the new notes.
Okay.
And nobody can say I have 100,000 new notes with me.
Saying 100,000.
I'm just saying that for example.
How you say 100?
But so there's no new notes. There's no, and you are restricting us from using the old notes. Now you collected everything, and all of a sudden, voila! And you said, let us go back to the old notes, the one you restrained us from using.
I feel heartbroken.
This is
the truth of the matter is that
heartbroken.
the truth of the matter is that I don't know what the strategy is. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how it was supposed to be.
Same here.
Anyone, I believe that for those that I don't work in the financial services. I've worked in financial services in other countries before, and I know for certain that if there are certain things that policies in other countries, they don't go through all of this.
No.
It's seamlessly. The old and the new will flow, side by side for a while, and where you start mopping up the old currency.
Thank you.
So if we were truly looking to actually do exactly just that, so why is it that was not done?
But
why is it that all of a sudden, close to just weeks to presidential election, then we now have this debacle about where we're looking for. Please, in which I want to repeat it. I know I've said it in our first episode. I've never seen any country anywhere in the world where they buy their own currency.
Yes.
to
do you understand?
Same currency.
Do you understand?
So hey, I'm sure that's the world record, isn't it? So let's look at it. We need to visit
Guinness need to come back to this country. We are making headways. Come on.
No, but honestly,
it's let's talk about some of the negative aspects of it. Apparently that armed robbers were said to have invaded the Ibadan community with POS machine.
That was not
you guys should look call them digital robbers.
Boss,
these are computers robbers.
Let me use pigeon and say this market no go spoil.
Market no go spoil. Because I don't understand. Just imagine. So the guys will just show up and just say, hey, oh yeah,
put nothing in your card. Yes, not in your card.
So this one is not.
There's one. I stumbled on one on the internet. It's actually not a robber. Actually, a bread seller, and she was like POS bread here, POS bread here. She was with POS. Say pay. You can pay with your card. And I'm like, are you for real?
Know that to actually buy the
bread? Yes, she was with the POS.
Why are you surprised?
Because if a robber had to go
I actually saw
if a robber had to go and rob with a POS,
somebody posted a video. The conductor had the POS machine in his hand. So we are here. Look,
I love my country.
If the sugarcane man could actually use POS
I love this country.
There's nothing strange about that. There are other parts of the world where you actually credit. Have a card.
Yeah. You just slot it to get stuff.
Even now, in most countries now, you actually use your debit card.
Yes. Yeah.
To actually travel.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Once you want to get on, normally before you have to buy a special card that you load with money. Yeah. Put some credit on it that you use to travel.
Yeah.
But now they're just using their bank card. Just put your card. Yeah.
That's nice.
And it's discounted heavily.
Wow.
Yeah. It's discounted heavily. So it's done. But you see, for us, that is not even so much the issue. We have been made to go through a kind of test run where if you're talking about cashless society.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we have tasted it.
Yes,
even though we were not prepared for it.
It just came as
one of the things that actually came out. Just imagine, right? One of the key things that actually came out of this is this: when you do transfer, look at the mess it was. I went to a supermarket, and I actually bought something worth almost like I think over 19,000 naira.
Okay.
And we actually used our POS. the next thing I saw was that it was declined. I said, "Oh, it's actually network. Don't worry about it. It's just network. No issues." So okay, is that okay? No problem. But the only thing I just hear ping. I'm like,
you got it done.
At least we're not watching cartoon now. And you also say, I think they must have debited you.
How you imagine?
That meanwhile, I had all the stuff I bought was inside the bag, and I was keeping it very close to. So I moved it a bit closer. Like, okay, right. I said, so what does that mean? You are giving me. I got a receipt that says decline,
yeah.
and I'm getting successful.
You've paid.
That I've paid.
Yeah.
And they said, you have to pay again. I'm like, wait, hang on. So I checked the alert, and I saw that I've actually my balance have not been adjusted.
Okay.
19,000 plus
out.
Adjusted.
Okay.
So they said I should pay. I'm like, pay what again? It's not going to happen.
Yes.
And you know what they said is quite right, because they said, look, it's POS. That is not our problem.
Sure.
And when they said that was that, now you have to understand that these people, I don't really know them.
Of course,
like,
I don't know.
Not that I don't know them, but we're like friends when we are paying.
And not friend like, okay, I'll see you later.
So not that I know where they live, I don't know their name, but we're like, hey, you know, Naija greeting now, chief. So I'm like, I'm sorry, you want me to pay again? I said the balance I have is for something else.
Yes.
And they said this was on a Friday, like, oh, no problem, you can go to your bank on Monday. I will, so minus that amount. So how am I going to balance that? They said,
imagine if you're not being debited twice.
I said that, can you check your own balance? They said, oh no, sorry, we can't do that. So you can't do that. I said, yes, you need to find out. So I'm like, okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to pay for this again, because this is my own evidence.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, that yes, I will make inquiry. So I give them my details, so number, phone number, everything, email. And so I'm like, I'm going with this because the money is.
Of course, it's been debited.
So she was really angry. She wasn't happy. She frowned and everything. She wasn't smiling at me anymore. Anyway, so long and short, was I called the bank immediately on Saturday. That's the customer service of the bank. So I don't want to mention the bank's name. And it took me. Now this is another thing. It took me about initially. I was on waiting.
Okay.
For almost about 2 hours.
Wow.
I actually loaded my car with 2,000 naira.
Okay.
It got finished.
So
I walked up. They said, oh, you are now the next person to be attended to. And the thing just went. So I now put another 1,000. By that time I was steaming. Remember that I had to stop whatever I was doing. I was sitting down waiting like, I'm going to collect my money.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to pay another amount. Yeah. So the second time, so I paid 1,000 naira. Then it took me about 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, they picked up the call. Okay, so that means I spent like 2 hours, 40 minutes.
Almost
okay, no wala. So then I said, so I told them what happened. So, they're actually right, Said, really? They are right. I said, so how do you then? Well, it's just what it is. That's the policy. That's the bank policy.
You're kidding me.
So in what we're looking for now that we can't find. People are being, and I was not the only one, because I had several people this same thing happened to. You will do transfer. Some people will not even see.
Money, I'm telling you.
In fact, she
like 2 days.
Like you are even lucky you saw me.
Can you imagine for like 2 days? It's for like 2 days.
You hear the pin later and your account boom.
And you'll be wondering where is this debit alert coming from.
So they now said, it will take just 3 to 5 working days.
Oh, that's what they keep saying.
Guess what? It took about a week and a half.
Okay.
For the money to come. Immediately I went there, so I went back to the supermarket.
My country.
Yeah, that's
Nigeria.
So I went back to the supermarket like, okay, I've just seen the alert. And if you see the woman, she was just like, okay, you are doing, me too, I will do. Better collect your money.
You had this stuff already.
So that was it. That was how we actually had the result. So you can imagine many others. How many people have time to call like that?
Nobody.
I'm actually encountered that. I had a transfer with someone. I bought something online, and the person was actually there with me. I got my debit alert, but funny enough, my account was not decreased. and she hasn't gotten the alert.
And she hasn't gotten the alert.
I've gotten a debit alert, but my main account balance was still the same thing.
Say, please, where's the show?
Do you understand? People should could actually let
Show the shop. They said it's not that. That is part of the banking policy. So as long as it shows
debit alert,
the debit alert, or more. In fact, that's the place one should be shocked. You be getting free credit.
I was speechless.
How many days before they are now charged you? How many days before?
Funny enough, the money did not go.
Throughout.
She didn't go.
So
I was like, why did they go?
I'm out of business. Because you just see queue in front of the place.
So it's crazy, like the network, both the app. Normal, we know USD code is shut down, but the app, POS, man, it's really not speaking well for it.
No, it's not. So just imagine with those armed robbers that went to that community.
It will even be
the community where
the put your card, my friend. And you now put the card and the thing is coming up decline.
Imagine, right?
Very funny.
In all seriousness, imagine with that happening.
That's true.
Imagine what is going on.
I can actually imagine that.
Benefit of hindsight, we can laugh. Yeah. But for those people there, that was terror.
Yes, it was.
Especially when you have desperado.
A gun in your head, actually. And like you have to slot in your card.
They said people in that area cannot even sleep mostly. They are even sleeping with one eye open.
Can you imagine?
Because
anything can happen. Like, who knows the next set who's coming again with POS?
We have all kind of crazy things happening. Let's go for it anyway. Let's go for it now. Okay. Now, I'm not sure that you guys heard about the killer who had a plastic surgery to change face and use acid to burn their fingerprints. Is arrested after 17 years on the run.
Man.
I know. I heard about that's Igor Kozmenko. He actually.
Which country is that one?
Is a because he's affiliated to a gang called the Less.
Okay.
So and those gang were responsible for the killing of 50 people in a 10 years period.
Are you serious? So
they caught him. He fled to another country, and he used, according to Ivanova Yulia, a senior assistant of the Committee of Investigation in Moscow.
Okay.
She said he used them acid to burn his papillary, that's his fingers, to avoid anybody getting close to him. And he later they caught him when he later killed somebody.
Okay.
Again, that's he killed well, before that, their gang was the main case on their head was when they killed the head of Ragnik Bank in 1999, close to the Russian headquarters. Okay. So they have been trying to get on the case and get them to justice. But the last one he killed was Ragisnov, a man that it was not far from his house. So when they caught him, they now, after various checkup, they now found that it's the same person they have been looking for 17 years. So, but he has, because of different appearances and lots of fingerprints, so they finally got him.
Okay.
This is so serious, like very serious and interesting.
Wow. So this is a case of somebody that is actually looking for actually trace people, you know. So these are some of the things that you're looking at, and which I can just imagine, because for a place like Russia that is quite advanced, you know. So for somebody to have done that look, I don't think we had an exact idea, the exact, you know, whether it definitely killed someone. Yeah, we don't know whether there were several people. But for that guy to have taken off for 17 years.
No. 50 people were killed.
No. Like he's under a gang.
Yeah,
and those gang have killed 50 people in a 10 years period.
In Yoruba, we say that So that one is a serious akpan.
You understand? You somebody that knows the in and out with his gang. Exactly. This is serious.
Okay, now let's move over to now. Look, the thing is this, right? Most people abroad have dogs.
Yeah.
In Nigeria too, we love dogs. Have you noticed that we seem to have a lot of these exotic dogs?
Yeah.
You know, there are some of these dogs. Honestly, look, this is a bit of digression. But it's still on the matter of dogs. Coming to the core story. Okay. I've seen some of these exotic dogs. You know, like all these Chihuahua.
Yeah.
All these.
And that's my favorite.
You see, those dogs are the ones.
Yes, I love
the ones that are unlucky. Sorry, I mean that we're lucky to Nigeria. They were Nigeria.
Not mistaken.
Then, I mean, come on. I saw one of these. I don't know what it is, what breed exactly, but you know that the original color must have been white. This thing was looking like a brown dog. I don't know. It's not a brown dog. You understand? The dog very fluffy and was being dragged. You can tell that dog is not suited for our
environment.
For our environment. The poor dog was entering the koto.
Please.
And the guy was just dragging the guy. I'm like, what idea is this? You know, in dog's world, I don't know what the father and mother have done to offend. You know that they have carried their puppy down to Nigeria.
I love that Chihuahua. The white one.
I've seen.
Nice,
Look,
you know.
most of I've seen other ones and they are well looked after.
Yeah, it's only well looked after.
In my area, my local baba has. It's not his own. Okay. I think one of the customers, they got quite close, you know, just as very good friend. So they have to go to work. So the baba now took it upon likes the
himself.
Dog.
Okay,
so
take care of it.
Invariably, I think the customers now giving the baba the dog.
Okay.
And that dog, I think the dog is spoiled now. You just see the dog, you just sit on the chair. So when people come in, when people come in now, you just size you up and down like.
And dogs are very good at that.
Like you know, you want to sit on the chair. So when you tell the dog to shit, you just look at it that you want to you know, right. So what happened now? Some of these dogs, right? There are some that are mean dogs. You know, these are for security dogs. You're talking of Rottweilers,
pit bulls.
You're talking of American bullies. Yeah. You know, I mean, if you look at those dogs, there's one especially called Kanikaso. Yeah. If you see those ones there, look.
I've seen it. I've seen Kanikaso.
Look, yes, German Shepherds or Caucasian shepherd, those ones are quite big as well. Yeah. But there's something about Kanikaso. Those are raw muscles. They are like the anacondas of the world. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
They are scary too.
Very scary. What happened is, I think we're not told exactly what particular.
Yeah, I know what exactly.
Okay. You got the.
Yeah, well, okay. So fill us in with the details.
Like. So, like, it's good to do good, but sometimes you're good. Go back.
Yeah. When you have to train a dog, and you ask to turn around, they're like,
the thing is, her name is Annie Shield. Okay. Like, she was going home one day and she saw a dog on the street.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
And it was a pit bull, to be precise. And she like saw the dog helplessly outside, and she's like, okay, let me take care of this dog. She said she took it to the dog shelter, close by a local dog shelter, and they said there was no space to keep the dog. So she said, okay, let me take care of this dog till I get a place, a home to keep the dog. And she gave it a name. She called it Chucky.
Chucky.
And so
that reminds me of one dog.
so all of a sudden, she was taking care of the dog, and the dog just turned on her and attacked her. And the funniest thing, it was the neighbors that heard her scream, and they alerted the police to come and check up on her. And when they got there, the dog has gone rampage on the woman, and they had to shoot the dog.
Are you serious?
To kill the dog before they have access to the woman. Like, by the time they were done, the woman was badly damaged.
She's there. Was she dead?
That's my she was unconscious. She was taken to the hospital, but
oh my god,
she died. Yeah,
she died.
I think from the summary I've got here that she was dead.
Yeah, she died.
Oh shit!
You know, so it's
she died. Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, I love dogs. I think to a large extent cats. as well.
No. Please, we ain't friend at all.
So
no.
you can imagine.
The only animal I know I could be friend with is Chihuahua dog.
It's quite
They're very little and
dicey. It's quite dicey picking up stray pets.
Do you understand?
You understand? Also, let me just say,
on the second
stray
note,
animals.
That would actually be a send up or a set up rather.
But could that have happened with the cats? Because a friend of mine, I think last year,
don't even talk about
found a cat in Lagos. Actually found
in Lagos.
No, let me rephrase that. His friend found, I think, was driving along the road, and I just saw this cat with all these cute looking kittens just lying there beside the road. So he stopped, and which is not something that we're really known for like that. In cases like that now, you are seeing a barbecue. Not every part of the country. You understand? So he picked up the cats and the kittens there, but unfortunately, I think there were about 4 kittens. The main cat itself. So the main cat died, so was now left with the kittens. So he started calling around. So my friend went to his place, picked one up, and now remember that cat entirely grew up not grew up, but was born in the bush. So there's no mother to train or anything like that. So I think the vet actually told me that they can't be more than maybe some few days old. So, anyway, the cat, I remember I went there, and the cat was always following my friend around. And he's not somebody that is not a natural pet person. And he now realized that after a couple of weeks, he was always feeding, the cat now daily. Then he now realized there are times when you feed the cat will just do yanga and just walk by like, who needs your food? So then you walk outside, you will see dead birds, you will see, mice. So that thing became a ninja in the area there that he doesn't even see any. But then I think he used to see occasional, rats around. Said after he noticed that he wasn't seeing anything, So I think in some occasions, depending on what sort of pet it is, it can work out.
Yeah, sure.
But I think it's a very, very dangerous thing
to just pick up an animal.
An animal.
I have a friend too.
And especially with the kind of
cats,
cats,
you
see something inside the bush. Barbecue.
Also, I'm just saying, concerning the woman, she was just trying to be helpful and good. But
we know. The thing happens like on a normal thing, like we human beings where we experience such thing as well. So imagine someone helping somebody and at the end they end up clearing everything in the apartment. You can imagine.
So now I think the last news that we're looking at now is South African artists.
Okay.
My G.
This is
it's a very sad one. It's a very, very sad one. I mean, take it over. So
this is the most surprising news that happened to me because the guy just came to limelight like late last year.
As a young talented
with his he dropped a big EP called Big Flexer, and that was hitting.
A bomb.
That was hitting till now. That's still hitting till now. And all of a sudden, I just got a news that when somebody told me that when I got the news online that he's dead, I had to go to his speech first to go and confirm and see if he's really dead. And his management and the manager said. Posted on the page that he is gone. They now posted the video. He was performing on stage in Johannesburg, South Africa. So he was performing on stage. He fell. I watched the video. He fell on the first instance.
Was it? I mean, what really happened? Was he attacked or?
No, the thing too was. If you watch the video, it was very surprising because he was dancing and was performing
and just slumped.
Yeah,
he just slumped the first time. So the guy behind him picked him up and he continued.
Again.
Then all those paparazzi on stage. Those
stand now, so you don't.
He just covered him, and next thing he just jumped off the stage.
Yeah.
Wow. And he rushed in on the chalk, and everything is gone. It's instantly.
It's really heartbroken.
Like
it is.
That guy is a talent. No big. Costa is one of the best.
Condolences to South Africans.
Well,
and
our condolences. Nobody actually will wish anything like that to happen to anyone. I can just imagine that it's a terrible thing. I saw the press release. The family actually really. I think they said something about death has visited us. That's a terrible thing to say.
Very,
you know, but
I
guess I can understand how they're actually feeling. So
it's a young guy.
Yeah, definitely.
A young guy, you. And I just like the way you used to dance. You know, all these paparazzi style.
He has that
like,
100%.
Man.
100%. He has that paparazzi with him.
This is very serious.
Okay,
really,
well,
really.
I just want to say thank you to Vicky and to Israel. And so I think this is where we actually call it thank you and hasta la vista.
Gracias.
We'll be saying it's gracias. So you can
Ciao,
just
ciao.
imagine. Yeah. So that's just what it is. Yeah. So
It is what it is.
next week
We'll be right back. Stay
next
tuned
week.
and don't forget to always follow G9ija TV. Subscribe, like,
Follow,
and
like, share.
We love
and that's
you.
pretty much.
No, we love
Thank
you.
you.
Peace. I got you.
If your kiss is very hard.